What is up, guys? I know I haven't made a video in a little bit of time just because I've been working hard lately for like the past 2 weeks. So I haven't really been able to get out, and when I do get out, the fishing has just been pretty bad. I've been trying to make videos, but I've had malfunctions from the fish not biting to my mic not working. So it's just been a bunch of different things that hasn't made me be able to make good content for you guys. So today I'm just going to kind of go over the basics of what you guys will be seeing in these next upcoming videos, since fall is coming around here pretty soon. So I'm going to talk about my top 5 fall baits. So maybe you guys might try some, or you guys could even, suggest some. So we're going to get right into it right now. Alright guys, so we're going to start at like the top of the water column and then work our way down. So of course, you guys know that I like to throw top water. I throw a wide variety of different top water. So I'm going to show you like kind of what I throw and then like the situations that I throw them in. So to kind of just start off, I'm going to talk about my daytime baits right here. So this is my walking style. It's just a head-on Zara spook. It's a really popular bait. It gets fish coming up even from like the bottom, coming up looking at this bait. It makes a lot of noise. It's a bigger profile than the popper. You guys can see it's a little bit different profile. And that's when I'll be throwing that when it's kind of like a more cloudy kind of conditions. I know that there's bigger fish around chasing shad, and I know I can throw that thing pretty much a mile away on the right setup. Now with this popper, again, it's also really versatile. You can throw this on schooling fish. You can throw it just down random bakes, seeing if there's fish there. You can work it fast, you can work it slow. A lot of you guys already know that I throw the popper religiously at early morning and when it starts to get dark outside. Money bait for me. I've got a lot of fish on it, and if you guys don't have a popper in your arsenal, I would definitely recommend picking one up. And then what you guys don't see is that me and Phoenix, we always go night fishing all the time. And what we're throwing at night is either a black and blue buzzbait or even this pompadour by Jackal. Guys, yeah, just a pompadour right there by Jackal, and then of course black and blue buzzbait. Now on this buzzbait, this is just a Strike King buzzbait. I did add a clacker on here, and then I did shorten up this back end a little bit, so that kind of helps make it a lot louder than just the original buzzbait. And of course, you can't go wrong with the trail hook. I know it's kind of a small profile, but a lot of times those fish at night, they might not see it as well, and they're just kind of going for whatever they hit, and sometimes you'll just only get them on the back. So next up, we have our jerk baits. This is just a Rick Clunn jerk bait. I'm not quite sure the exact name of it, but it's just a Rick Clunn jerk bait. This is a shallow diver. It's got the smaller lip compared to this Ima Flint right here. It's got a little bit longer of a bail. So with this jerk bait, I'm throwing this at like my ponds, or when I go out to the lakes, I'm throwing it around shallower boulders and rocks, just because it doesn't get down as much as the Flint. Now with this one, I will be able to crank it down. I even put suspend strips on this one just so I can nose down more when I dive it down to like anywhere from like 5 to 10 feet, and then I'll start working it down there. And then this makes it also suspend better, because this suspends, but if you use fluoro, I'm a big fan of mono with treble hooks. So when it comes to mono, I'm going to be having suspend strips on it, so they both kind of suspend right there in the water column, which is what I've noticed when I get bit, is just when I jerk, stop it, and then I'm about to jerk it again, and then there's a fish right there on the end. So it's just, the bait's staying there, it's not coming up, but it's just staying right there so the fish can eat it perfectly. And then kind of on to the same hard baits, kind of, it's just a crankbait. This is a Storm. I'm not quite sure the exact name of it. And again, it's just a shallow diver. This is when I'm throwing it around those shallow boulders as well. If the fish want something a little bit faster presentation, we'll be throwing definitely a crankbait over that. I do also have, you guys know that I throw the 1.5 almost religiously as well. It's nice, versatile, small little crankbait. It doesn't get hung up so much. It's a bit like crazy. If you guys haven't thrown a 1.5 yet, this is definitely a bait to throw. I throw both baits around rocks and grass. It all depends on the situation. I get bit in both places. They just get absolutely bit for me. And then when I'm at the lakes, I'm going to be throwing this is a 6XD, I believe. I'm going to be definitely throwing this thing. This is when the fish are kind of I'm seeing them on the graph. They're sitting deeper. They're sitting like that 10 to 15 feet. And I'm seeing balls of bait. I'm definitely gonna be throwing this thing just to get down to those fish. And so when they're not up and I can't get a jerkbait down to them, I'm gonna be throwing this crankbait. Just kind of get down to them, show them something right in front of their face that they can't resist. And of course, I'm gonna be throwing, big swim baits at the lakes, of course, trying to catch, those bigger grade fish that are looking to stock up for the winter. When the metabolism slows down, I'm going to be definitely throwing this big swim bait turn on for those big fish. This, of course, is just the Depths 250, definitely a fan favorite of mine. I've been throwing this bait for, 3 or 4 years now. Really remember, but it's definitely caught me a lot of fish. I've caught my personal best on this fish. I've caught my personal best on this bait. It's an incredible bait. If you guys can pick one up, I would definitely recommend it. It's just a fun bait to fish, really. And then last but not least, you guys will probably be showing the shaky head and as well as a jig. These are pretty much two baits that you can't go wrong with during the fall. Yeah, they're chasing shad, but when they're not chasing shad, you guys can also throw this because your stuff will always get bit, especially just a plain jig. This is kind of a more finesse style jig. It's a little bit smaller, kind of got a different head on it so it can cut through the rocks and grass better. And then this is, of course, just a shaky head. I used to kill fish on the shaky head, not as much because I kind of switched over to some bigger, bulkier, like a jig. Just trying to catch those bigger fish, like I'm always trying to catch. And if you guys are wondering what kind of rod and reel that I throw all these baits on, of course the swim bait, I'm throwing like an extra heavy rod or an extra heavy rod with a bigger grade reel that's in like the 300 size. And then probably anywhere from 20 to 30 pound mono, only strictly mono for me with my big swim baits. Because if you use like fluorocarbon or braid, it could snap easily if you kind of just make a bad cast or whatever. And then on those other baits, yeah, there's specific rods that you guys can use that they have, and you can go out and get like 5 rods and have all of them set up. Me, living on my own, not having the best job or anything like that, I pretty much only have one rod, and it's pretty much a 7.3 medium heavy rod. The reel is just a smaller grade reel that holds enough line from 12 to 17 pound mono, or braid, or even fluorocarbon, depending on the situation I'm going to be fishing. And that's pretty much it. I mean, a 7.3 medium heavy, in my opinion, can throw all of those baits perfectly. Perfectly. That's what I usually throw my own. With the deep diving, sometimes I will step it up to a 7.6 just so I can really get some leverage on the fish, especially if it's a bigger grade fish that I'm fishing for. But yeah, I mean, a 7.3 with a good solid reel with like 15 pound mono, you can get away with the entire fall. So that's pretty much all that I have to say about that. So if you guys are on a budget, you guys can just pick up one rod and reel, and that's all that you really need. So thank you guys for watching as usual. If you guys have any other baits that I didn't mention in this video, you guys can comment below which baits that I should try out this fall, and hopefully I can maybe catch a fish on some of them. So stay tuned for more videos. I know this week we're going to be going out fishing a little bit, and hopefully we can make some cool videos for you guys. So stay tuned.